They looked her up and down, dismissed her with a smirk, and 5 minutes later they were all unemployed. This is the incredible true story of how one black woman CEO turned public humiliation into a powerful moment of justice and left behind a message of hope that the world needs to hear. Welcome to Hope Stories, where we share powerful tales of resilience, strength, and the quiet heroes who rise above adversity. It was a bright Monday morning when Dana Carrington walked into the small suburban bank just outside Atlanta. She wore a simple navy blue pantsuit, her natural curls pulled back neatly. She wasn't flaunting designer brands or flaunting wealth, but she carried herself with unmistakable grace and quiet authority. Dana was the CEO of a rapidly growing tech startup that had just secured a multi-million-dollar funding round. Her company was expanding, and she needed to open a new business account and make arrangements for a large deposit. Simple, right? Well, not exactly. As she stepped inside the bank, she noticed something odd. The tellers and staff behind the counters glanced at her, and then quickly looked away. A man in a suit sitting at one of the desks raised his eyebrows and whispered something to his colleague. Dana approached the reception desk with a warm smile. "Good morning. I'm here to speak with someone about opening a business account for my company." The receptionist, a young white woman, barely looked up. "You can just use the ATM," she said, her voice cold. "This is for account holders only." Dana blinked. "Yes, I understand. I already have an account. I'm the CEO of Carrington Tech, and I'm here by appointment." The woman's expression didn't change. "I don't see your name, and we're really busy today. Maybe you can come back another time?" Dana glanced around. The bank was nearly empty. A nearby banker, a tall man in his 40s, stepped in. "Ma'am," he said with a tight smile, "we can't help you today. Maybe try one of our other locations." Dana paused. Something inside her burned, a feeling she hadn't had in years. This wasn't just a scheduling issue. This was something else. She had been denied service, dismissed, ignored, and she knew exactly why. It wasn't the first time something like this had happened, but today it was going to be the last. With calm dignity, Dana reached into her bag, pulled out her phone, and made a quick call. The line picked up almost instantly. "Hi, Marlene. I need you to patch me through to regional HR. Yes, right now." The two employees at the counter exchanged confused glances. The receptionist suddenly sat up straighter. Dana stepped away from the counter, her voice low but firm. She spoke for less than 2 minutes. Then she turned back to the stunned staff and said 6 unforgettable words. "You won't be working here tomorrow." Dana Carrington didn't grow up with privilege. Raised by a single mother in Detroit, she knew the sting of being overlooked, not just because of her race, but because of her dreams. As a kid, she used to fix broken electronics in the neighborhood for fun. She taught herself coding in high school using old library books and public computers. By the time she was 30, she had launched Carrington Tech, a company focused on cybersecurity for underserved communities and minority-owned businesses. Her company's motto? Power through protection. She built her empire brick by brick, but never forgot where she came from. And she certainly never forgot how it felt to be underestimated. Just minutes after Dana's phone call, the bank's regional manager arrived on site, completely blindsided. Dana stood calmly, watching as staff scrambled. Turns out, Dana's company wasn't just any client. Carrington Tech was one of the bank's newest major corporate partners. The entire regional banking network had been working for months to secure her business, and the branch that had just dismissed her? They had sealed their fate with a single act of disrespect. The regional manager took Dana aside, apologizing profusely. But Dana wasn't interested in apologies. She simply said, "If your employees can't recognize a CEO, or worse, If they assume I can't be one, then maybe they're not the right people to represent your bank. Including the bank, not as revenge, not out of spite, but as a wake-up call. News of the incident spread like wildfire, at first only in tech and business circles, but then local news picked it up, then national outlets, and soon Dana found herself being interviewed across networks. But instead of dwelling on the mistreatment, Dana used her platform to inspire change. She spoke on panels about unconscious bias in business. She launched a non-profit arm of her company to train young women of color in leadership and tech. And she started a viral campaign with the hashtag #LookAgain, encouraging companies to re-examine their assumptions, their hiring, and their training. Dana didn't just fire a team. She sparked a conversation. She ignited change. At Hope Stories, we don't just tell stories about justice. We tell stories about transformation, about people who turn pain into power and prejudice into purpose. Dana Carrington's story isn't just about a bank visit gone wrong. It's about the power of self-respect, the strength of knowing your worth, and the unstoppable force that is a woman who refuses to be boxed in by society's expectations. So the next time someone underestimates you, remember Dana's story. Stand tall, speak up, and know that sometimes, just sometimes, all it takes is 5 minutes to change.